and heat it up in the kitchen. Do you think you would like this place? I mean, do you want to vote on it? Yeah.
Probably back to I got 2 floors there. I'm gonna assume the main floor is gonna be the one that we have all access to, including the cabinets. How much space is there on that floor, the one we have all access to, in comparison with the other floor that we haven't used area for?
The floor space is the same upstairs and downstairs.
How many tables do you believe would be able to get from the floor that has good access?
Probably at least 20 to 30 tables. It's a pretty good sized room.
Majority of the folks might be able to be in that space.
Yeah.
Is 20 or 30 tables enough?
So I'm kind of familiar with this place. So the next couple of weeks, we're gonna have an annual Christmas bazaar. So if you guys wanna see what it's like when it's set up, you can go to that.
Oh, what's the date?
I have to look at it. I don't remember. I know it's coming up soon.
They probably got a webpage.
Yeah. So anyway. Yeah, they have it every year, so I'm sure it's gonna be.
Check their website for the.
Well, go ahead. Maybe another option, the Kinton Grange, which is on Shoals Ferry just west of Beaverton, they installed a wheelchair lift a couple years ago. So, and they rent their out, I don't know if their prices are the same or whatever, but you can get to both floors from, in that great hall.
Okay.
In Hillsborough, there's the military home guard place.
The Armory.
Armory. Yeah, and it's been free for the most part. I don't know what they're doing today, but it's certainly something to look into. It's probably a little bit more simple. But I like what you said too. That's a nice one.
Questions?
Yeah.
Who you wanna talk to first?
The guy behind you.
You know, Charlie and Wendy are gonna have a radio meeting this spring in the same location out there on Monmouth. And it's only gonna cost you $15 a table. Club doesn't even have to get involved in it. All you gotta do is come run a space and do your thing. It wouldn't cost the club a dime. And
Okay. Now go ahead.
Well, isn't it part of the bylaws though, that we're supposed to have events that's part of the club activity? Isn't that right?
Brian, I don't remember.
Yeah, I believe it says something like that in there.
That's probably why we're trying to.
Right, so I mean, yeah, there's the thing with Charlie, but I think we're supposed to do it as part of our activities.
That's what we're trying to do.
And the other thing is, you know, I looked into some of this before too, and yeah, there's these other Grange halls and these other avenues, but they usually wanted like $1,000.
who?
Yeah, see, you know, and I know Beaverton's not cheap and neither is Hillsborough, so I mean, what Robbie found is pretty inexpensive as how things are going price-wise. So before you get all excited about these other venues, you better check out the price.
Let's check out the buildings.
All those, we've been in the Armory before, years ago. It's just a big, open, flat space, and it's, when Myron was running the slot meets, we were in the Armory.
I'm talking about the Candy Grange. We ought to, as many of us who live in close proximity to that should go over there and check it out.
Well, I've been in there
Yeah.
many times, but, you know, it's, I didn't think there was a wheelchair access to the lower level. I thought about that. And like I say, I never went in there with the point of view of looking at it as someplace to rent. So I can do that, you know, the next couple weeks.
That'd be
Maybe
nice.
I'll take some pictures and stuff, but it's a nice facility.
Question over here.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably live about 10 minutes from that green, Joel's Ferry.
Yeah.
They just built a new high school there,
Right.
just beyond Roy Rogers, if people know that. Anyway, I've been in there, the scouts used to have dinners there in the fall, and, they do have an outside lift that they installed, so you pull in there and it takes you to whatever floor you want. My wife has used it several times. And so it has handicap accessible to the basement and, but I don't know what they charge. I have a friend, that's in my ham club that belongs there, and, I probably should belong there because it's close. But I'd probably find out what they charge.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, if you guys are members of that group, you might be able to get us a discount.
Yeah,
Should find
Is this
out.
the Kenton Grange? Yeah. What you're talking about?
I
Right,
think so, yeah.
it's on Tile Flat and Shoals Ferry Road.
Yeah, Tile Flat Road, in fact, I went by yesterday, we were down there buying some walnuts and things to feed the farmers.
Yeah, I did too. The last time I was in there,
That's
it was
right there, it's like
a photo swap meet.
So where is it from that intersection? Where is it from that intersection?
Probably a couple miles toward, Shoals,
West.
or,
Oh, further out.
yeah, a little
From
further
Tile
out,
Flat?
yeah, they just built a new high school there on the corner of Roy Rogers and Shoals Ferry. We just keep heading, well, yeah, you can go to Shoals, we can
Well, I know where the corner is, I'm just not.
Yeah,
familiar.
or you can we go to Hillsborough
Right.
that way because it's just so much better than going down to TV Highway or something. It's all country road, you just,
I worked in Hillsborough and lived in Canby for like 10 years, I know what that is.
Well, the Grange is close to the intersection, you can see the Grange from the intersection of Tile Flat and Short
Really?
Ferry, right?
I just drove by it.
it's right around the corner. There's an old school that's kind of,
That's the Kenton School.
they moved a house in there and put it on a foundation. And then there's an old school that's just kind of falling apart.
Right. It's a historic building. Yeah, one of the members of our church owns that property, so.
Okay, well, maybe it's cheap then, because it's actually not in a town.
I didn't realize
Yeah,
that
maybe that would
room
be good.
was large, but they've redone a lot of things, so.
Well, yeah, if you can find out what the price is.
Yeah, that'd be good,
Because that'd be a lot easier access
Yeah.
to the handicap.
yeah.
They could probably let you go to your holiday party or Christmas party, whatever we call it here.
Good.
Or,
Okay, we'll go over that and see how it works out. Okay.
Okay, so the decision is, we don't wanna vote on this place property found now, correct? We wanna go ahead and defer until next month. That's the Christmas party, but we can have a small business portion cover that.
Well,
Yes.
Couldn't you find out and let you guys know, and you can put it out on the email? You can check it out.
That is true. You've been to the one that Robbie
Yeah.
suggested. Would you think that that's a good place?
Sure, but it doesn't have any, it has no handicap access to
To the basement.
No. And it's at least 5 or 6 steps down.
Okay. So should we vote on that to
No.
exclude that one because of
Well,
the,
it's up to you, I mean, we go through the same argument every time. So, if the place that you're thinking about is $1,000, all you guys are gonna say no.
yeah.
So, let's find out how much it costs. If you can get the information before the next meeting and let the board know, then they at least have some idea.
Sounds good.
Decide.
By the way, there is a board meeting at the Vintage Tech Museum this coming Thursday at 6 p.m. I'm sorry I wasn't able to send out the agenda, I'm having some computer problems. But I will send out an agenda, and we do have a board meeting. All members are invited to attend if they want, and that's 6 p.m. Thursday, Vintage Tech Museum. Yes.
My question is, what is the limit, how much, what's the highest that we ever would wanna pay for a space to have our, water safe? You know, that's.
Depends.
You gotta come up with a number, and that way it's easier for somebody to say, well, I know a place, you know, but it's gonna cost this much. And if you have a ceiling, was it $1,500, is that the most we ever wanna pay?
Yeah, what's the most we've ever paid for a show?
Well, when you add up all of the various fees related to the, what's it called, Eagles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was about $1,300 near the end there. And you add up all security fees and fees for this and fees for that. And Charlie had mentioned at that last one we had that the basic rental is gonna be $1,000, and then the fees go on top of that. It could, if we were to go to the Eagles, we'd be looking at probably $1,500, and that, we all thought that was prohibitive.
That's all it is. So $1,500 with all the fees in,
You know, that's up to you guys. I think what we need to do is present the various options, the locations, the total amount we're gonna pay, and vote on it. I think you guys need, the board has never discussed a maximum amount we wanna pay. We just wanna find the best deal that meets all the criteria that we want.
The one you hired, the flaming piper guy, I don't know how much that cost.
Yeah, that guy
He
got,
probably wasn't cheap.
he got hundreds of dollars for the day, and no one ever assessed whether that was beneficial to us.
Somebody stole his stuff, it's on the news.
I heard.
So to answer your question, it's 1,500 or less, preferably less. Yes, Mike?
I just wondered, if maybe we should, put a timetable on when we should make a decision on it, because like, well, this is November, we're gonna have the Christmas party next month, and all that. And if you start getting into the first of next year, it may get to the point where we may not be able to find someplace, you know, or they all get rented out, in other words. So I just wondered if maybe this is something we should move on, or at least make a decision on, fairly soon, so we don't get aced out.
Yes, sir.
Another point is, someone brought up, recently, is that, we don't have to restrict ourselves to the second Saturday of the month. We can, if we choose the month of April to do this, we can do it any Saturday in the month of April.
Right.
Sure.
Because we're not gonna be here. It doesn't matter. So,
It's just traditionally it's been the second week.
April or May, there's a lot of options here.
So you can find out from, was Candy Green, what was the range? That you were gonna find out about?
What's that?
What was the, location?
Kitten Grange.
Oh, Kitten Green.
Kitten Range, Tile Flat Road and
Scholl's Ferry.
Scholl's Ferry. Is that what that is?
Yeah, right there.
Okay, if you can find too long, then let us know and we can,
Yeah, I'll get a phone number and then I can call you and find out.
great. Anything else, Ronnie? Okay, thanks, Ronnie. Next up for new business, we have a guest speaker. Her name is Tara. Would you like to come up?
So I forgot to ask you, did you have somebody come and talk about repair at your last meeting?
We did,
Okay.
and it was supposed to be together, but
Okay, yeah. So I understand that you all had somebody come and talk about repair cafes or repair events at your last event, or at your last meeting. I do the same thing that that person did, except I work in Clark County. So I wanted to do a really quick informal poll. Raise your hand if you live in Vancouver or somewhere else in Clark County. Okay, so there's a few of us. All right, this one will be even easier. Raise your hand if you like to tinker. Okay, all right. Raise your hand if you've ever been told off for having kept too many things in the garage or the shop or somewhere else. Okay, and I'm guessing by the chuckling that there's some people who just don't like raising their hands, that's fine. So, our events are really fantastic for those of you that like to tinker, those of you that have been told off for keeping too much stuff, because you get to tinker on other people's stuff. So the repair events, we bring in 30 to 35 volunteers, and then we are open to the public for 2 hours, once a month roughly. And I do have our schedule here, so I'll send those around so you can see what those look like. Pat, can you do that? Yeah, so that will be our 2019 schedule. I only brought 4 because I'm trying to be very waste reduction friendly, and so just pass them around, take a picture with your phone, or you can look it up as well at repairclarkcounty.org. So that's very easy. So we have roughly monthly events. We'll have 10 in 2019. They're in all different places within the county. So one thing I didn't think to ask is raise your hand if you live somewhere close to Clark County. Oh, no, that's fine. I would love to have you come and help us with our events. If you want to tinker with other people's stuff where it doesn't matter if you break it, this is perfect for you. And then, so basically what happens is people come in, they bring broken stuff. It could be electronics, small appliances. We have sewing professionals. We do other, which is basically everything else. We do bicycles, and then we do sharpening as well. So those are the categories that my particular program covers. And like I said, we have other categories, so that's basically everything else. I also wanted to share with you, you might be thinking to yourself, yeah, but what if I really only want to just touch vintage stuff? We don't get a ton of it, but we do get 1 or 2 vintage radios per event usually. And I was just pawing really quickly through the repair tickets from our last event, and I wanted to share this one with you. So Greg brought in a vintage radio 1932, and what needs fixing? Make it work, question mark. New cord, I have. Unfortunately, it was not repaired, and my fixer had to say outside of my skill set, sad face. So this is, I just thought that was perfect for you guys, so we definitely do get these items in. I can't guarantee you that you'll spend the whole 2 hours obviously working on vintage stuff. About other appliances and you want to come fix stuff for our community, I would be thrilled to have you at our events. I also work for, there's a couple things that are very unique about my program. One of them is I'm the only one that I know of that our program has a full-time staff person. That's me. So what that means is that we're able to do a lot of things that other ones that are based just on volunteer help are not able to do. The other thing is that my program is housed in a facility called Columbia Springs. Has anybody ever heard of Columbia Springs? One person? Okay. So Columbia Springs is a 100-acre facility. We're open to the public from dawn to dusk. We have about 2 miles of nature trails. It's the old fish hatchery in Vancouver. So it's between Highway 14 and the Columbia River, just a little bit east of 205. So it's very easy to get to. And one of the things that I am going to start doing is what I'm calling non-event repair. So we're going to be working with a couple of local thrift stores. We're going to be pulling things that they have tested that aren't working. And then volunteers, you all, could come to my facility at your leisure, whatever works for your schedule. So it doesn't have to be one of these evening or weekend events or whatever our events are. But basically, if you could only come every Tuesday from or whatever, then you would come, tinker at your leisure, try to fix stuff, and then those items will be either given back to the thrift store and they will sell them. And the 2 thrift stores that we're currently working with are Habitat for Humanity and the Humane Society. So that money is going to directly benefit those programs. The other thing that I want to do with this program is there are a lot of like veterans programs and homeless programs and other programs for people in need in our community. So if somebody is freshly off the streets and into a home and they need a toaster, and we have a working toaster that we've repaired, the thrift stores have given me free reign to divert stuff that has been repaired for people in need. So I think it's gonna be this really fantastic win-win-win-win-win program. But in order to do that, of course, I need people with the skills to fix stuff. So my skill set lies in getting people together and organizing stuff. I'm slowly learning repair skills, but in order to expand my programs, I need to have more people on board. So I just want to leave you with one other thing, and that is I wanted to read a couple of the surveys that we got from our last event. This is a fantastic, and we need more of these. Wonderful people and wonderful service. Great to have them move to different locations. Thanks, you saved me $55. Mike and Mark were wonderful. Drove all the way out here just for this. So these are really fantastic programs. If you're ever feeling down about state of the world or yourself or anything like that, these are where you want to be. I always get this amazing feeling from being at these events, and they're just really fantastic. And then the one that I really liked was I waited a year to find someone who could fix it. It took Jim to find and fix the machine in 20 minutes. So we find that a lot of the repairs, probably a good 80% of the repairs, are things that are pretty simple, but people are really nervous about getting into the depths of their own thing. It's already broken, there's no reason not to tear it apart and look at the guts of it. So I think that's all I had to say. I know you have questions for me, so please bring them on. Yeah.
Seems to me like, if you go to one of these and you're talking toasters or lamps or whatever, like you just said, could be fixed in a fairly short amount of time, that's not the case, I'm sure everybody will agree on it, you know.
Right.
In those cases, would the person be willing to let someone take the radio out of there?
Agreements about how it's gonna be repaired and returned back to the person. Fantastic. And because I'm starting this new program that is non-event repair, and because we have a set location, I think that a lot more of that type of stuff will start to be able to happen. As far as charging for the repair skills, because you should be paid for the skills that you have, so if you're not willing to volunteer those skills, that's fine. We don't touch that, basically. So my job and my program is grant funded, so I can't get into any kind of like money exchange. However, having said that, if fixers say to someone, you know, this is what you really need in order to make this thing work, that, you know, that's fine by me, because the person needs the information as to how to make their thing actually work. And so if that is an extra charge, or like if you did need to, you know, if you said, it's gonna cost me, you know, it's gonna take me 3 hours to make this thing work, and I'm willing to do that, but this is what it would cost. If it's between you and the client, I don't really care. Yeah. What else? Yeah. Yes, the question is, do we supply the tools and whatever else we need? To a certain extent, yes. So we have a large collection of things that we bring to all of our events. And also, I actually brought you all a whole bunch of tubes. I got an email from someone who had these tubes and wanted to see them go to a good use. And so he actually came to my last event, brought me the tubes, and then I have brought them to you all. So, you know, if one of these tubes showed up at one of my events and was helping to fix one of our items, that would be thrilling for me. But basically, this is just a donation to your club. So this is the kind of thing that I wouldn't probably have on hand, obviously, because I brought it to you all. And I don't want to necessarily get into the habit of keeping a lot of esoteric things, because I would quickly run out of room. What we were talking about earlier, right, about like filling up the garage space with projects. But we do have, you know, we have screwdrivers and all different kinds of repair items. What other questions? Okay. Oh, yeah, go ahead, Mel.
There's something like a culture, just needed a cord. Would you have like new cords available, or?
As I mentioned earlier, I don't have a ton of repair skills. I'm learning. We do definitely have a lot of lamp parts. I think and I'm sure this is like my second month doing this, but there is some funds throughout our program to be able to buy things that, so if it was something that kept coming up, to do a little bit of research about their thing ahead of time. So if it is a toaster that they think probably needs a new cord, we ask them, go to the hardware store and ask them what you need, buy it, keep the receipt, because it's not the thing you need, and bring all of those things to the event. And that has happened before. We had 2 events ago, we had a woman come in with a KitchenAid mixer, and I don't know if you guys know, but those KitchenAid mixers, a lot of times they actually need re-greasing, and so you gotta tear the whole thing apart, get rid of the old grease, grease it up with the new stuff. And so she knew that, she had done the research, and she brought the grease in, and she actually left it with us, which is really cool, because now I know we can do KitchenAid mixers. I think I have enough grease for another like 4 mixers or something. So, it's really just a very collaborative community feel. People, if you had something that you wanted to donate to the program like this, that was more universal than tubes probably, I would always be happy to help you either donate it to us or find somebody else that might find it useful. Yeah. All right. Well, I thank you so much for your time. I think I've taken up more than I was allowed. So thank you so much. I hope to see you in Clark County. Pat knows how to get a hold of me, and I will leave a few of my business cards as well. So, I forgot to say, okay, so the non-revenue fair. So, if you just wanted to, if events aren't your thing, and that's totally fine, but if you do want to come to Columbia Springs and tinker once a week or once a month, I'd love to hear from you as well. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, Tara.
Can I have a business card for the meeting
Yeah,
minutes?
absolutely.
Please?
Yep. I'll leave them up there.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, Tara, next time you guys get an antique tube radio in, can you let us know? And then we'll take care of it. Somehow, we'll get that looked at.
Okay, yeah, so our events are not, we don't normally hang on to things from people. It's normally you bring your stuff in and, it's either repaired or not, and then you go home with your thing. Because we have this new non-event repair, there might be some of that. And then from the thrift stores as well, I would love to, even if you just write me an email and say, hey, if you do get an vintage radio, I will come and look at it for you. That way I know who I can contact, because the thrift stores do get these vintage items sometimes.
You can do that then.
Perfect.
That's a great way to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's one of the biggest things in.
Yeah, so thank you so much for the tubes. It looks like these are all radio tubes, so they're not TVs. Great, thanks. Next up, we have election for officers for 2019.
Business card? Business card?
You're all reelected.
Well, that's
I've got 3
assuming,
more if we need them.
that's assuming they all wanna,
3 do.
there must be someone who would like to run for office, right?
I'd like to nominate Franklin to fill the role of vice president for next year.
All right, we have a nomination for vice president. Does anyone else want to fulfill any of the other spots?
Are you agreeable with that, Franklin?
I'm agreeable, I guess.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, great. We have one person running for vice president. Do we have any other nominations for any other office?
Yeah, I'm going to nominate Lyle to continue being our excellent secretary, and he told me he was willing to do
Yeah,
that.
I'll agree to run again.
How about Pat? Are you ready?
Well, I don't, usually you don't get to nominate yourself.
You want me to nominate you? I'd like to also nominate Pat to be our president. Who's been so willing to put up with a whole lot of stuff. It's a difficult job, and he's a volunteer, and you know what kind of abuse he's gone through the last couple of years, and so not only would I like to nominate him, I'd like to thank him, so let's give him a round of applause.
For another year? Yeah.
Okay, and I also like to nominate, Ed to be our treasurer, and Ed is also, Ed had quite a year. And getting things straightened around with our club, and I very much appreciate these officers in the past. It's a job, and then the benefits are only what you take from satisfaction. So, thank you for all.
You're able to write in your election, because we actually will get to vote in December, so, you know, there's plenty of time to run for office. Do we have anyone else that wants to, run for any office?
And we also have, at-large board members that don't have an office, so, and that's a good way to get introduced, and, we have several at-large board members who really provide a lot of good insight into keeping us going and growing our program, so.
I thought they were past board members. That's how you become,
I happen you are past board members.
there's only one right now.
So, yeah, and members are also welcome to come to the board meetings.
Okay, if that's all, I'd like to go to the Christmas party. We don't have this, and if no one volunteers, then we have to do something special. Yes, Bob.
I thought that was Brian's job. I think it says in the
Yes.
You know, I've never done it before, but somebody.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, this year, Dick Carmen has, provided a Christmas program that he will do, so we actually have that. Yes, we'll have music and entertainment for Christmas. The other thing that we want to try to do is do a gift exchange.
Are you gonna do a white elephant?
Well, that's up to the committee, but we're gonna do a gift exchange this year. Yes, it could be a white elephant, or it could be a real Christmas present exchange, but it'll be some kind of a gift exchange. Plus, we'll have the regular, pop-up.
A good opportunity to get rid of that big console.
Are we talking about a general membership gift exchange?
Is it an optional thing, is what you're talking about?
Yes, it is optional. In other words, if you don't want to give away that console, you don't have to bring it.
On YouTube, you can see the New Jersey Antique Radio Club has a video of their gift exchange, and they look like they had a lot of fun with it, so.
Right, that's what we want to try to do this, so you don't have to participate, but you can't get a gift unless you give one. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yes.
Yeah, Pat, I think we did this a couple of years ago. People brought in something they wanted to exchange, those people bought items and got a special ticket or something, and then you just rotated through like the white elephant.
Right. That's up to the Christmas committee. Yes, sir.
I still have that restored Brunel mini. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that was. Yes, it will be a raffle prize, along with probably other poinsettias and other things.
Can we get Brian's daughter to help out with the Christmas party, either for volunteer or for money?
Sure.
Bring all the plates.
Yeah.
Yes, well, we have,
I know he's not here today, but, we can contact him. Okay.
Mike, this out and help them out.
Yeah, I was telling him that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, good. All right, it looks like
My wife and